Shalom. Today's Hebrew word for the day is one you know but might understand incorrectly. And that word is Torah. Torah. When most people think of Torah, they likely think of the 5 books of Moses: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. These are the Torah, which is part of the Tanakh. So the 5 books together, we understand, is Torah. It's their most sacred third of the Jewish Bible, the Tanakh. Tanakh standing for Torah, Navim, and Ketuvim. That's the Torah, the books of Moses. The Navim is the prophets, and the Ketuvim is the writings. So the law, as we understand it, the prophets, and the writings, Tanakh. Now, the Hebrew word, if we break it down, Torah, Strong's 8451, is usually translated into English as law. Because of this translation, there is a great misunderstanding of what Torah is truly about. Torah is not just law. The word Torah comes from the Hebrew root word yara, yot resh hey. Strong's 3384. It's a verb which means to flow or throw something. This can be the flowing of an arrow from an archer's bow as he pulls and releases, or the flowing of a finger to point in a direction. Kind of different to what you expect. The Hebraic definition of Torah is a set of instructions from a father to his children. Violations of these instructions are disciplined in order to foster obedience and train his children. Now, the purpose of a parent's Torah is to teach and bring the children to maturity. The same way God needs to take us as spiritual babes and bring us to maturity. If the Torah is violated out of disrespect or defiant disobedience, the child is punished. If the child desires to follow the instructions out of a loving obedience, but falls short of expectations, the child is commended for the effort and counseled on how to perform the instruction better next time. So that whole attitude defines how the reaction is given in the instruction and the teaching and training of the child in the parent's Torah, and that is the instruction of the child. Now that explains a parent's Torah given to the children, which makes us understand God's Torah given to us. So unlike Torah, law is a set of rules from a government, and it is binding on a community. Violation of those rules require instant punishment. With that type of law, there's no room for teaching. Either the law is broken with the penalty of punishment, or it was not broken. God, as our Heavenly Father, gives His children His Torah in the same manner as parents give Torah to their children, not in a manner as a government provides law for their citizens. There's a differentiation here in how this is carried out. Blessed is the man you discipline, O Lord, the man you teach from your Torah. Psalms 94 verse 12. Now there's a beautiful gem here that the Jews don't see because of the scales that are over their eyes, and that is when you break down the letters that make up the word Torah, there's a hidden blessing there explaining to you more about what Torah is. Torah is made up of 4 letters: Taf, Vaf, Resh, and Hey. Taf represented by a cross. Vaf is the nail, same that you get in the word Yahweh. Resh, the most important or highest person. And Hey, we know from this channel, means behold, calling your attention to. So you put that together and you have a message spelled out in the word Torah, and it is behold, the highest man nailed to the cross. It is talking and pointing to Jesus Christ, the Messiah. It's all about Jesus. In John 5, verse 45 to 47, one of my favorite little exchanges that he has with the leaders, he says, "Do not think that I shall accuse you to the Father. There is one who accuses you, Moses, in whom you trust. For if you believed Moses, you would believe me, for he wrote about me. But if you do not believe his writings, how will you believe my words?" Jesus is telling them that Moses himself will accuse them before the Father for not seeing and accepting Jesus Christ as their Messiah, for not understanding what Moses wrote. And the very books of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, speak to the mission and everything about Jesus Christ, from the deeply embedded words in the codes of the Torah and the skip sequences through to directly prophesying about what is to come. And he wrote about Jesus. And there in the very word Torah is, "Behold, the highest man nailed to the cross." So I hope that gives you depth on the word Torah and you better understand what Torah means. God bless. Keep looking for Jesus. Shalom.